Battle lines very clearly drawn between the United States of America and China at the World Health Organization over Taiwan's entry to a very crucial World Health Assembly meet in Geneva. Now, China has, according to the United States, coerced the WHO in ensuring that Taiwan stays out. But US Secretary of State Mike Pompeo hit out at the World Health Organization. He's hit out at China, saying just now the entire focus of the world needs to be to fight COVID-19, and Taiwan has expertise in this, and yet the WHO and Dr. Tedros, its Director General, they buckled under Chinese pressure. I'll get you much more on this big breaking story as 65 countries united to demand accountability from China. And as of now, Chinese President Xi Jinping says, yes, there should be an independent and impartial inquiry into the spread of COVID-19. But will China come clean? That remains our top focus story. I'm Gaurav Sawant. Also on the show, Chief of the Air Staff, Air Chief Marshal R.K.S. Bhadoria speaks exclusively to India today. And it's very interesting what he says. He says, Pakistan ka darna acha hai. Pakistan is scared. Pakistan's Prime Minister Imran Khan has been ranting day in and day out, fearing an airstrike like Balakot. We are standing right outside Air Headquarters in Delhi, and the Air Chief is talking about the situation at the line of control, at the line of actual control, and also big Make in India plan to have 450 indigenously built aircraft to be the backbone of the Indian Air Force. That Manjeet Singh Negi exclusive report coming up. India now close to that 1 lakh mark when it comes to COVID-19 cases. As on date, there are more than 96,000 confirmed COVID-19 cases across India. The death toll has unfortunately crossed the 3,000 mark. That's our top focus story. So as on date, there are 96,169 confirmed cases, 3,029 deaths, but 36,000 recoveries, 36,824 to be precise. And this is the latest data that's coming in from the Health Ministry. Let me also quickly take you through the top developments of the day. And our top story is from Ghaziabad. So Delhi, Noida, Delhi, Ghaziabad border, you had social distancing norms thrown to the winds at Ghaziabad as hundreds of migrants were stopped for thermal screening. These migrants were on their way to Bihar. They were stopped for verification by officials at Ramlila Maidan in Ghaziabad. No social distancing norms were followed. Nine employees of Oppo mobile factory in Uttar Pradesh's Greater Noida have tested positive for coronavirus. All operations at the Oppo factory have been suspended. Those working there have been quarantined. The operations at the factory had resumed on the 8th of May. More than 1,200 policemen in Maharashtra have now tested positive for coronavirus. 11 police personnel have lost their lives in the battle against coronavirus. Over 500 cases have been reported in the Mumbai Police Department so far. Two of the biggest military and economic powers have clashed at the World Health Organization. US Secretary of State Mike Pompeo has hit out at China and at the World Health Organization over the exclusion of Taiwan at a key meet of the World Health Assembly. This is an online meeting that's taking place. It's a two-day assembly, but there could be a bigger setback for China because in the longer session, Taiwan may just be in because several powerful countries are backing the entry of Taiwan. US Secretary of State Mike Pompeo has said that Taiwan has had an impeccable record, an excellent record in dealing with COVID-19 cases. What is also pertinent to note that Taiwan had alerted the World Health Organization in December 2019 itself about human-to-human transfer of COVID-19 cases. Taiwan had taken preventive measures. China, unfortunately, did not share details with the world, is the accusation. And that is why many countries came together today demanding accountability. Chinese President, of course, Xi Jinping also said that accountability will be there. We'll get you more on that story. But before that, on this big breaking story, I want to cut across to India Today's Foreign Affairs editor, Geeta Mohan. Geeta, this is not just a clash of China and the United States, but this is a key question that China and the World Health Organization must answer. Why is Taiwan out? And Geeta, will Taiwan be in for the longer session of the World Health Assembly?
Well, the Chinese side managed to get Taiwan out, or at least stop its inclusion as an observer in the World Health Assembly, at least in this session, and which is a huge disappointment given that on two fronts, Taiwan deserved to attend the World Health Assembly. One is the fact that they have managed the coronavirus pandemic, and this assembly is all about the COVID-19 very well in their own country. And secondly, they were one of the first countries to report to WHO of an outbreak such as the coronavirus, when they started noticing and has started getting positive cases in their own country. So they were one of the first. They deserved to be in the World Health Assembly only on merit of what they've done so far. Having said that, China managed to block, but they know that there is enough number in terms of international support for Taiwan, and that's the reason why they did not object to the new president adopting the proposal for of the supplementary agenda for inclusion of Taiwan in the resumed session, which will be later this year. Again, it will be up for consideration. We'll have to wait and see whether if in that resumed session, China is going to block the move or will allow Taiwan the observer status.
And the World Health Organization could have done that. There is a precedence. But let me quickly bring in Professor Brahma Chilani. He's a key China watcher, joins us on the broadcast. Professor Chilani, is China playing petty politics, but is China also on notice internationally? Taiwan warned about human-to-human spread when it comes to coronavirus in December 2019 itself. Both the WHO and China are in the dock here, sir.
China clearly is in the dock. It'll remain in the dock because the world cannot forget that cover-up in China created this horrendous pandemic which has caused untold human and economic misery. So China will be held to account in some form or the other. There may not be any reparations sought or China. This is a turning point. 2020 will go down in history as a watershed when the world changed its views and began distancing it from China, because China has a grip on vital supply chains. The common feeling across China's stranglehold on vital supply chains must be broken, and therefore this pandemic will set in motion lasting changes in the international order.
Oh, absolutely. The big question, Professor Brahmachilani, stay with me at this moment as Geeta Mohan brings us our next report, where 65 countries and prominent European Union countries, Australia and India backed this resolution for accountability, for an impartial investigation into how the novel coronavirus, many call it the Wuhan coronavirus, how did it spread? Should WHO have alerted the world earlier? Remember, it's not just China, but even the World Health Organization and Dr. Tedros, its Director General, who are in the dock at this point of time. So 65 countries are now calling for a resolution for accountability. And seeing this pressure build up, China said yes, it too is in favor of an impartial investigation into this matter.
With more than 300,000 people dead across the world due to the novel coronavirus, India today joined 62 other nations in backing a resolution at the World Health Organization calling for an independent and impartial investigation into the origin and spread of the virus. The resolution to be adopted unanimously at the two-day-long virtual meeting of the World Health Assembly also seeks field trips to ascertain facts. After initially attempting to browbeat the sponsors of the resolution, China, looking at the numbers, decided to join in the effort. Chinese President Xi Jinping insisted Beijing had been transparent and behaved with responsibility.
中方始终本着公开、透明、负责。
All along, China has acted with openness, transparency and responsibility. We have provided the information to WHO in a most timely fashion. We have released the genome sequence at the earliest possible time. We have shared control and treatment experience. We have done everything in our power to support and assist countries in need.
为有需要的国家提供了大量支持和帮助。
62 nations, including Australia, Japan, South Korea, New Zealand, the United Kingdom, Russia and Ukraine have backed the European Union-sponsored resolution that called to identify the zoonotic source of the virus and route of introduction to the human population.
The WHO is irreplaceable. It needs enhanced resources, particularly to provide support to developing countries, which must be our greatest concern. We are as strong as the weakest health systems. Protecting the developing world is not a matter of charity or generosity, but a question of enlightened self-interest. The global north cannot defeat COVID-19 unless the global south defeats it at the same time.
The effort of the US-led bloc to invite Taiwan for the deliberations as an observer, however, did not succeed. Both China and the Director General of the World Health Organization, Tedros Adhanom, have been in the line of international fire for failing to check the spread of the coronavirus. The US has already suspended funding to the WHO.
Today I'm instructing my administration to halt funding of the World Health Organization while a review is conducted to assess the World Health Organization's role in severely mismanaging and covering up the spread of the coronavirus.
The US has directly accused China of concealing facts about the coronavirus, raising questions about why China stopped travel from Wuhan to other Chinese cities but continued to permit residents of Wuhan to travel overseas. Prime Minister Narendra Modi at the G20 summit in March had also called for reforms in the WHO, seeking more transparency and accountability. China may claim it shared information with relevant countries, but it is increasingly in the line of fire for allegedly concealing facts about the origin and human-to-human spread of coronavirus. Incidentally, this was raised by Taiwan in a letter to the WHO in December 2019 itself, but China stands accused of using coercive diplomacy to keep Taiwan out of the World Health Assembly discussions on the coronavirus.
China has desperately tried to use coercive diplomacy, including putting a technical hold on imports from Australia to try and ensure that it escapes accountability on the novel coronavirus. But with 62 countries coming together at the World Health Organization, China, at least for now, has accepted that there needs to be an independent and impartial investigation into the spread of coronavirus. But will this investigation actually be carried out, and will results emerge, will actually depend on whether the world can stay united and firm in seeking that accountability from China. With Geeta Mohan and cameraman Kripal Singh in Delhi, Gaurav Sawant for India Today. The entire world wants answers and solutions, but the World Health Organization stands accused of playing second fiddle to China. And let me bring in Professor Brahma Chilani once again. Professor Chilani, will we ever know the truth? Because China stands accused of hiding facts, not giving the correct numbers of deaths, those who were affected, how they are being treated. Worse, China is also not letting an independent investigation happen. So with WHO behaving like China's handmaiden, will we actually see an investigation?
It's a good question, but let us begin with a more basic question. If there was no cover-up, why has China for so many weeks been opposing an independent inquiry into the spread of the coronavirus? If it was not guilty of anything, it would have welcomed such a comprehensive probe. In fact, disaster happened, Japan readily accepted an international investigation by the International Atomic Energy Agency into the causes of that disaster. But China has been doing the opposite, threatening countries with economic reprisals if they supported calls for an inquiry. Only when the majority of countries were in favor of an independent inquiry, only then did President Xi Jinping accept such an inquiry. But he attached a condition. The condition is that such an inquiry will take place only after the pandemic is in control. Now, the WHO chief, who's China's man, Dr. Tedros, ample room to delay the start of an inquiry. He may not declare that the pandemic is in control until then.
You're absolutely right.
Have an inquiry for months to come.
Absolutely, and that shows that China is not coming to this table with a clean hand, and China stands exposed once again. This report that we're about to show you, 640,000 cases in China, according to a leaked report of a Chinese military-run university. That's right, China officially claimed that there were only 84,000 coronavirus cases, but this leaked data online seems to indicate that there were 640,000 cases in 230 cities. India Today's Ankit Kumar with this report.
Why is this a global competition to you if every day Americans are still losing their lives and we're still seeing more cases every day?
Well, they're losing their lives everywhere in the world, and maybe that's a question you should ask China. Don't ask me, ask China that question, okay? When you ask them that question, you may get a very unusual answer.
The Trump administration has been forthright in its attacks. America's Secret Service has made no secret of its classified reports either about China's alleged undercount of coronavirus cases. Some researchers' papers too have cast doubts on Beijing's official figures. But until now, there has been no direct proof of China covering up the scale of the outbreak. Not anymore. A new database from a Chinese military-run university seems to confirm fears that the Chinese government is hiding the true numbers. Leaked to the Foreign Policy magazine and Washington-based non-profit news outlet 100 Reporters, this database suggests China's COVID count could just be 8 times the country's official reporting of the disease. The purported leaks contain a data set of 640,000 cases. It covers hospitals, places, apartments, hotels, supermarkets, railway stations, restaurants, and schools across China. Remember, just last month China increased its numbers of COVID-19 related deaths in Wuhan by 50% on a single day. And President Trump is not the only one accusing the China of a cover-up. Australia is also part of the mounting clamour for an international inquiry into the coronavirus outbreak in Wuhan. China has reacted strongly to such accusations, dismissing them as political blame game. As has happened before with academic research of coronavirus of the mainland, the original public dataset of the Chinese military school has gone offline. With compelling evidence now piling up, time may well be running out for China to come clean on the outbreak before the rest of the world. Bureau Report, India Today.
Let me now get you an India Today exclusive. We are shifting focus. Chief of the Air Staff, Air Chief Marshal R.K. Bhadoria, has reacted to Pakistan's Prime Minister Imran Khan fearing another Balakot. Remember, Air Chief has said कि ये पाकिस्तान का डर अच्छा है. Every time there's a terror attack in India, Pakistan should be scared that there will be a response. But what will that response be will depend on how India chooses to respond. Now, the Air Chief spoke exclusively to India Today's Manjeet Singh Negi.
जब भी कोई टेररिस्ट एक्ट हमारे सॉइल पे होता है तो उनको सावधान तो रहना पड़ेगा, उनको वरी करना पड़ेगा. हम कब एक्शन लेंगे, जब जरूरत होगी तब जरूर एक्शन लेंगे. पर जब तक वो आतंकवादी गतिविधियों का साथ देना बंद नहीं करते, तब तक उनको इस बात की चिंता करनी पड़ेगी कि हमारे एरिया में कोई भी टेररिस्ट एक्ट होता है तो उसका कुछ न कुछ जवाब होगा। ऐसे किसी एक्शन की तैयारी हमारी 24/7 होती है, तो हमें कुछ स्पेशल करने की जरूरत नहीं है। वेदर उसका ऐसा एक्शन लेना है कि नहीं लेना है, इट डिपेंड्स ऑन द एडवर्सरी। अगर वो कुछ गलत काम करेंगे तब ये ऐसे हालात पैदा होते हैं कि एक्शन हम लेंगे। अगर गलत काम नहीं करेंगे तो फिर उन्हें चिंता करने की जरूरत नहीं है। सेनाध्यक्ष ने ऑलरेडी उस पर बयान दिया है एंड वेरी क्लियरली बताया है कि किस तरह की गतिविधियां थी, इसलिए इसको ज़्यादा सीरियसली ऐसा अलग से देखना नहीं चाहिए। जो भी हम एक्टिविटी होती है इन टर्म्स ऑफ फ्लाइंग एक्टिविटी, एयरफोर्स बहुत क्लोजली मॉनिटर करती है एंड सब एनालाइज होता है एंड जब जरूरत पड़ती है तो उस पर एक्शन भी होता है।
So why did Air Chief Marshal Bhadoria say this? Because Pakistan's Prime Minister Imran Khan is nervous. He fears another airstrike. Every time there's a terror attack in India, remember it's Pakistan's state-sponsored terror attack, Pakistan now fears that there will be consequences.
At a time when the world is focused on the battle against coronavirus, Pakistan Prime Minister Imran Khan has very different priorities. Imran Khan, who's facing increasing domestic pressure over handling of the COVID outbreak and the crashing economy, seems to have only India on his mind. In a series of tweets, Imran Khan continues to peddle lies on Kashmir, targeting the Modi government and the RSS. Imran has expressed apprehensions of military action by India inside Pakistan, similar to the February 2019 strikes on Balakot in the aftermath of the Pulwama terror strike. While Imran's claims have been rubbished by India, forces are not taking their eyes off Pakistan.
जब तक वो आतंकवादी गतिविधियों का साथ देना बंद नहीं करते, तब तक उनको इस बात की चिंता करनी पड़ेगी कि हमारे एरिया में कोई भी टेररिस्ट एक्ट होता है तो उसका कुछ न कुछ जवाब होगा। कैंप्स को हमारी आर्मी एंड सारी एजेंसीज क्लोजली मॉनिटर करती हैं, हमें पता है वहाँ क्या हो रहा है एंड जब कोई जरूरत पड़ी उस पर कुछ फॉलो अप एक्शन लेने की तो समय पे लिया जाएगा।
Imran's fears are generated from the fact that there are dozens of terror factories on Pakistani soil which have always been on India's radar. What has added to Pakistan's nervousness is the recent move by India of broadcasting weather updates of Muzaffarabad, Gilgit and Baltistan.
Imran Khan's anti-India ranting is once again clear proof of the Pakistani Prime Minister diverting attention from his government's failures to deal with COVID-19. Even during a global pandemic, the Pakistani Prime Minister has once again shown that he is encouraging India-Pakistan animosity rather than fight the health problem at hand. Abhishek Bhalla in New Delhi for India Today.
Pakistan ka ye dar acha hai. That is all I have for you on this India First special. Many thanks for watching.
Hello everyone, this is Rahul Kamal here. Hope you enjoyed this video. For the latest news and analysis, like and subscribe the India Today YouTube channel and don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated.